everybody. All right. Um, oof. we just lost to some mice. We lost
Every time.
really badly to these mice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did not go well.
Every single time we face these mice, it has gone very, very badly.
I mean, this is high-level adventure mice.
Yeah, they've got their capstone abilities now.
Hawk Rider, Poisoner.
Yeah.
What's the bee thing?
Apiary?
Apiist. There you go.
Apiarist.
Apiist, just as important as Hawk Riding and Poisoning.
Yeah. Well,
You know what I
the more
realized?
you know.
We should have just miracled the mice away.
Magic's dangerous. I don't have to put some consequences on failure for that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Look, all I know is that when I have faith, faith is always the answer.
Yeah.
Look, we can't.
You try-
You get more faith by faith being the answer.
We can't
It's that
all
cycle.
be. What was he after he became the prophet? Aurelius.
Aurelius.
Yeah, we can't all be Aurelius.
You mean we can't all be fanatics who are totally insane and thinking they are becoming the avatar of their god?
Yeah, no, we can't.
I mean, you might actually be becoming the avatar of your god.
I mean, maybe a little bit, but that doesn't mean.
I feel like Ashlyn's still pretty grounded, though.
No, I don't
Yeah.
mean actually in particular, but I mean that's
Yeah.
the legit storyline somebody could have.
Yeah.
In an RPG.
Oh, that was the storyline for this character in the RPG, and they
Yeah.
went fucking insane about it.
We were just insane, just hands down.
Sweet. So I think you all wake up in Dr. Donna's office. Or do you want to do something else first, sir?
Sorry, I'm just.
You look bedeviled.
On the stream, there's a line above my head in OBS, and it's only above my head, but it's
I
not.
see it.
It's not there on the preview. It's only there on the live page, and it's driving me nuts. I thought.
It looks
I
like
just
some
saw this
sort of...
stop and look at Kelso on the stream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to.
Y'all just look at it. It's fine.
Yeah,
Take a look.
I know it's not because I can see your page in Zoom, but it almost looks like your green screen isn't tall enough.
Right, but it's not that either.
But it's
And
not
at
that.
first I thought
It's
it was.
definitely not
At
that.
first I thought it was the Roll20 screen being kind of low, but it's not. I fixed that too. It's not the Roll20 screen. That's what I thought it was at first, but it's not that either. And on the preview, it's fine. It's not a big deal. It's just bothering me.
So while you figure this out, I just want to make sure if I'm gonna go to Dr. Donna, I want to make sure that she has a nice low copay. I can't really afford to be coming out of pocket on this one.
Right. Oh, Kelso, try raising your cam into layers.
It
You know
is.
what I mean?
It's at the top.
Oh, that's really
Oh,
weird.
it's gone now.
No, that's because it's not on this page. But it's on the other one. I just tried something else. Let's see. Okay, that fixed it. Okay,
Weird.
did it.
Cool.
You made a successful streaming test. Ob 2.
Thank you.
Uh,
Yeah.
Oh, there's Robin Woods now. Cool. All
Just
right.
make
Yeah.
sure
So
there's not mice involved.
you're in the doctor's office, and Dr. Donna's like giving you all like this nasty tasting concoction to counteract the poisons in your body, and has like treated the area that you were poked in with like a salve. So smells like vaguely moldy and like apricots.
Like moldy apricots?
Yeah. And Dr. Donna says, well, how strange to find you all unconscious by the the bird watcher's grove. I wouldn't have expected what happened out there. And also is it Anthony? Yes, Anthony's there, and also Adi is there, who heard her pupil singing and came to see what the problem was.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was singing his I'm distressed music, which she has come to recognize.
Talked about this. You have to actually learn the lyrics, Esteban. So that's an interesting question. How have I been talking to Adi much off screen?
I think a little bit. It's
I think
not
so
like you
too.
are friends or anything, but I think she recognizes your talent, and maybe she would like to become your friend. But Esteban seems kind of distant to me, so I feel like that distance is maintained unless you
Mhm.
take action to overcome it.
Well, also I'm like well-meaning but busy
Yeah, you were very
because I've
busy
been
with the
herding
festival.
sheep around in the hardlands, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure.
But Anthony and Eddie are just kind of watching concerned. Uh, I think Uncle Bish and Rachel are there as well. They've been, you know, you were found unconscious, and so your family was, of course, contacted.
Of
Mhm.
course.
I can't remember. Does Ned have family in town?
No.
Okay.
Ned's parents.
Uncle Bish is like the closest to family.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
unclear at this point what happened to Ned's parents. I don't think anyone's actually asked him. I actually have no idea, so I think that implies that no one asked me, so I never made it up.
Was it mice? It was mice. They got him, didn't they?
The damn mouses.
Yeah. But yeah, Dr. Donna is like, what happened?
There were, we were, um, it was mice.
Mice.
Yeah.
So she opens up this big book, and the audience sees her like reading side effects of poison: drowsiness, inflammation, hallucination. She's like, must be a side effect of the poison. It was strange, like little pinpricks in your skin,
They
like
had,
pine needles, perhaps.
they had poison swords.
Poison swords. Did you perhaps visit the Sleepy Forest at all today?
No, we were in the Robin Woods.
The
By
Robin
well, the
Woods.
bird watching, where the bird watchers are. Where you
Okay.
found us. That's all we were.
Just looking for birds all day?
We were looking for the mice. We weren't ready for them.
Mice. I see. She makes little notes in her book. You definitely get the impression like she doesn't believe the mice thing. Everyone else is like looking at each other. Mice. Uncle Bish is like, we've had a lot of mice problems on the farm. Maybe she's talking about that, and Rachel
Are Ned and I there?
is who?
Ned and I.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna.
Are you gonna corroborate my story?
Yeah, I was thinking collaborate, and collaborate's very close to, but not the right word. Thank you. I'm gonna corroborate your story. I'm going to say, no, these are talking mice. They live in. Some of them live in a small dwelling that Ned made for them on top of Ashland's house. And some of them live out in the Robinswood. And these mice they talk, they're adventurers, and they're not friendly.
Now,
Say, are any of your medicines poison? Like they're good poisons, but
She says, I do have some poisons I've extracted from local wildlife, which, if processed correctly, could be used as medicine.
and I think everyone just sees Estevan like freaking out, and he just like he's like maybe sitting in like a medical type chair or something like that, and he leans way back and way forward, and he like points at Ned and at Ashlyn, and he's like, "Ha! Told you and told you." And Dr. Donna's a good person.
Now, I want to point out.
Yeah.
This is Sam, not Ned. I could corroborate this story and totally make it so that these people believe me by just showing them the mouse swords and the mouse clothes. But I'm a man of few words, and I don't have to prove anything to this damn doctor. So I'm not going to.
Okay.
I like your decision thinking. That was an Adam mistake. That was. I like your decision thinking. Good. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Rachel, I think Rachel says, that's right. They attacked me just yesterday. They actually, probably was the day before yesterday.
We were trying to get the key back that they stole, Rachel. But they were ready for us.
Thanks, Ashlyn. I'm afraid these aren't any normal mice. I've been fighting these mice for months now. But they're too much. I think it's time we went at them with the source.
What do you mean?
Well, these mice have to be coming from somewhere.
We've been searching for where they came from, and they led us to a trap.
Maybe the other mice know something they're not telling us.
Maybe. The mouse we spoke with was really friendly, and he's very nice. He was very helpful.
Do you think he'd be willing to talk to us again?
Probably.
She says, these mice are a threat, not just to my own financial well-being, but to the safety of this town. I think it's time we told the mayor about this.
What's the mayor going to do?
Well, for starters, he can outlaw mice.
I don't think that's gonna help.
Well, if we make this town so that the mice have nowhere to hide, then they'll have to leave.
Well, they were hiding in the woods. That's not in the town at all. I don't think the mayor has much jurisdiction there.
You're right, but we can make them go back and stay in the woods. If they can't profit here, there'll be no reason for them to stay.
Maybe you're right. But I'm just worried they're going to retaliate in some way.
We'll have to be ready for them. I mean, the mice have a poison. It's very effective, but other than that, they can't really seem to take that much or do that much to the rest of the town. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, she just nods. She kind of looks
Why
over
don't-
to the other people.
Yeah.
Where I'm talking to Addie, trying to get her to like arrange a time between like taking care of a newborn child to teach me more about being a town singer for the future. And that conversation has already happened while you were talking in the background, and I've moved on to this story that's just like, so have you ever seen a sheep that's been died before you shear the sheep from it?
That's a weird conversation. But I think Anthony says, my grandfather tried that once. It didn't work out too well for the sheep.
Wasn't that where I saw it? What's your grandfather's name? And yeah, we're having this sort of a conversation.
Anthony says, my grandfather's name was Buddha, but he's passed away now, many years ago. But he always would try crazy things like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, if it doesn't work out, then I mean, certainly there's no harm in dyeing a sheep's wool while it's still on the sheep, you know?
Well, it gave the sheep horrible rashes and sores. The chemicals used in dyeing can be rather caustic.
Yeah. Caustic means like smells bad, right?
No.
Oh.
Let me look up the word. Able to burn or corrode organic tissue.
Yeah, I know. This is Esteban asking the question.
To be fair to Esteban, things that are caustic usually do smell bad.
Yeah, exactly.
It often means sarcastic in a scathing and bitter way.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Anthony is No, Esteban, it will literally melt the flesh of your sheep.
Oh,
You should not do it.
well, my sheep have started eating, like green and red slimes and stuff. Well, I try to keep them away from that, but we'll see where that goes. They might. I might put you out of business, Anthony. I don't mean that competitively, but
Anthony looks a little bit worried. He says, Esteban, the slimes eat things by melting them in acid. You shouldn't let your sheep eat slimes. It's not healthy.
yeah, like I said, I try to keep them away from it. I try to keep them grazing. If I herd them fast enough, Quiet also keeps. He's my eyes and ears, but they've eaten some slimes. I've watched them do it, and they've seemed perfectly fine. It's strange. Although I've never heard of people herding sheep out in the hardlands, so maybe I'm stumbling upon a new breed. Maybe that's what happens when you raise sheep in different areas. I don't know. I've just been in Harvest Valley my whole life.
Well, people have tried to slow down hardlands before, and every so often someone's managed to do it, but after they left, there's never anybody to pick up after them. There always was strange stories about those farms.
Ashley, back in the city, do they have any sheep? What were those sheep like?
I mean, they didn't really have sheep in the city. They brought some in sometimes to the butcher, but they didn't live there.
In the city, they have mutton.
Exactly.
What's mutton?
Mutton's the meat from
Is
the
it
sheep.
is it like how rams are different than goats, which are different than
Nope.
sheep? And then there's muttons?
Nope.
It's like
Oh.
how the difference between a cow and beef.
Oh. I want to try mutton.
Hold on. I know this isn't really what we're talking about, but you raise sheep. That's your job.
Did you just say you raise sheep and that's your job? Because
They
everybody
both
first
kind of had
second.
question marks behind them, right? Like you
Mhm.
raise sheep
And that's your job?
and you've never tried mutton.
No, I shear them for their wool.
What do you do when they die?
I've only had this herd for 2 years.
Oh, all right. Moving on.
Exactly.
So I think Rachel just says, why don't you try and get this mice fellow, and I'm going to get the mayor. And I think once we've showed the mayor what he's doing with, he'll listen to my reason.
I hope you're right. Do you want me
I hope
to go
so
with
too.
you?
Do you think the Esteban can get the mouse himself? And she looks like Esteban, like,
Well,
You mean the mouse on top of the roof at Ashland's house? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, she nods.
Yeah.
Sure.
Excellent. I think this is the only recourse we have, because we could keep trying to convince them, but they're going to keep attacking us and keep poisoning us. And I don't want to try it the third time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this time we could try not to be so friendly.
I don't like that plan. We should be able to live in peace with these mice. At least the ones that are not raiding and attacking us. We can't treat them all the same. When they're not.
I was talking about the ones that, stab people.
I didn't think we were being very nice to them.
Well, I could have shot him out of the tree. Instead, I tried to knock it down so we could capture him. I thought that's what you wanted.
That is what I wanted. But I think we're past that now, you're right.
Well, I'm the only one who wasn't poorly affected here, so I'm going to start moving. I'll catch up to you in a little bit. I'm going to go get the mouse off of your roof.
Okay. So when Esteban's gone, Rachel says, Ashlyn, I know you want to take care of the mice, but maybe it's better if the mice went and lived in the woods where they belong.
Maybe we can talk to them and move their mouse house over there.
Yes, if they're okay with that, we could. Well, Ned would have to do it. Ned, you built it. Is it possible to get the float off the roof? And you built that float into the roof.
It'd be much easier to just build them a new house.
Oh, well, I guess we could do that too then. Or instead, right?
And Rachel says, if you think that's a better way to get rid of the mice,
And I need to.
then I'm all for getting rid of the mice that will go and hunting down the ones that won't.
I'm honestly not that fussed about the mice that live in the house. They seem like nice fellas. That's why I built them a house. The other ones, not so nice.
Well, how are you going to tell what mice live and where?
What, you think they all look alike?
I don't know of a way to get rid of one and not the other.
Well, the mice that have been tormenting us, they don't live in that mouse house. Those mice, they've banished them.
I understand that, but the methods I know about to get rid of mice aren't entirely discriminate. So it's better if we safely relocate the mice that will leave.
All right. We'll do what we can.
All right, I'll get the mayor.
Okay.
And Rachel will leave the doctor's office. So we'll just fade to black on that. But basically, she's going to go to the mayor and tell the mayor that she wants him to meet the mayor of a neighboring town.
There you go. That works.
Meanwhile, Esteban, you are back at the Ashland's farm.
Mhm.
And you want to just go up the ladder and try and talk to these mice?
Didn't Rachel just want me to bring the one mouse along so that
Sure.
we could talk to it?
Sure. How do you want to do that?
I'm going to go up there and ask for Tommy. I'm just going to say, hey, Tommy.
Aren't we supposed to bring the mayor of the Mouse Town?
Oh, I thought we...
Well, Esteban left before.
Before that was the plan? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
this is going to go great. I can tell.
perfect. Mm-hmm.
So you asking for Tommy?
Yep.
Again, all the other mice hide, and Tommy climbs out of the giant daffodil, and he's like, "Hey, it's the big human."
And I say, the mayor of our town wants to talk to you.
Were you on the ground
We think
before?
you're interesting. Yeah, I was.
You're a lot bigger up here.
Mhm.
The mayor wants to talk to me?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Whenever mayor talks to me, I'm in trouble.
No, I don't think you're in trouble.
You don't think I'm in trouble?
No, and if you are, I'll take the blame for it, and you'll be fine. I've been in trouble many times before. I'm used to it.
Well, I've been watching you and your friends, and all right, I'll go with you.
Perfect. And I like let my hands like blossom open for him to like come
Oh, yeah.
along.
Like Tommy jumps into your hands.
Mhm.
Says, "Where's your neighbor? Where's your mayor?"
I guess for you, he would be pretty far away from here, but I can get there pretty fast.
Wow.
Are you ready for a pretty exciting ride?
You bet. And he says, "Bye, everybody." And you see like a dozen mouse heads peek out
Yeah.
from the float.
hmm And I wave goodbye to them too, and I say, "We'll be back soon."
And you hear lots of mice squeaks.
hmm hmm
And then I guess you go down and you
Yeah.
go back to town.
hmm
All right. So
And I have like horse reins in one hand and like my hand like cupped in the other, and there's just like the mouse head like peeking out, and I make sure that we don't just like trot. Like at some parts I'm like, okay, now this part of the road's really straight. So are you ready for this?
am I ready for what?
And then I just fucking like make the horse just like I just like spur pickup, and pickup just starts like galloping down.
Yeehaw!
Tommy still has the straw hat, right?
Oh yeah. He
Yeah.
wears a straw hat.
Excellent.
Nice.
Yeah, and we go back towards town. Yeah.
All right. So you go back towards town, and the mayor and everybody is standing in the town square around this like ceremonial table, and the mayor is sitting, not sitting, but standing at one end of the table. And look around, the clock tower's looming overhead, the diner's over there. This is the square where you would plow during the winter. And it's where Ashlyn and Rachel got married.
Right.
Yay.
So.
And where Anthony and I began our long and sordid bromance.
Sure. That's right. That's where you guys met, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Well, we
as
met
where-
when we were when I was selling wool to him, but we started being friends at that point. So I also invited him to go to Ashlyn's wedding, so that I would have a person to talk to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is the place you arrive. And the mayor, he like puffs out his chest as you arrive, because Rachel whispers something in his ear, and he says, "Hello, I am the mayor of Stockchester." And he's looking around like at Esteban, like trying to see the mouse.
Is the mayor of Stockchester wearing glasses?
He is.
So I'm going to walk pretty close to the mayor then, and I'm going to. Well, do I know if he wears glasses because he's nearsighted or farsighted?
You know, it's always hard to tell with these mayors. But there's probably like a quest at some point you guys had before we started this game, or someone had to find his glasses. So yeah, he's nearsighted.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I hold my hands open pretty close to his face, and I sort of like go back and lower my hands. Like if his hands are like sort of out, I'm like maybe holding my hands like this, so that maybe like if the opportunity arises where Tommy wants to like go into his hands, or the mayor wants to take him or something like that, I'm ready to let Tommy go into the mayor's hands.
All right. So yeah, the mayor will put out his hands, and Tommy will jump in. And Tommy doesn't wear clothes; he just has, a straw hat.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Gee, you're the mayor of Stockchester?" And the mayor's like, Yes, I am. And you're the mayor of Mousetown? And Mouse is like, Nope, I'm Tommy. And the mayor's like, Tommy? And Tommy's like, Yep. And the mayor's like, What do you do, Tommy? And Tommy says, Well, mostly I sell things to the other mice. And the mayor gives Esteban like a pointed look.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, Tommy is being very honest, and he's not fluffing up his resume. He also lives in a daffodil house on top of Ashlyn's abode.
And the mayor looks at Tommy, and the mayor says, Well, I was hoping to have some a little more authority, but I guess you'll have to be the messenger. And Tommy's like, Messenger for what? The mayor says, Well, you're all gonna have to move out of the daffodil house. Oh, but it's okay. They're going to build you all a nice bigger house in the sleepy forest. And Tommy says, But there's not as much food in the forest as on the farm. And the mayor says, Well, that might be, but you can't have you in the town anymore. It's going to be dangerous very soon. And Tommy says, What do you mean? Well, we're going to get some cats, and we're going to put out a bunch of traps and poison food. Oh, no. Don't worry. If you don't come to the town, you'll be fine. And it goes on like that for a bit. The mayor's trying to convince Tommy that this is necessary and to be the bearer of the news to his mouse kind. What are the rest of you doing during this?
I think Ashlyn is just kind of smiling and nodding.
Okay.
Through
because it's hard
throughout all of this. Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
What's Ned doing?
Thinking.
Being a man of few words.
He's sitting there. He's got a real pensive look to him.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he's gonna speak up just yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, maybe what I say will make you speak up. Maybe. I'm going to offer some sort of a compromise. And I'm going to say that I'm going to go out into the sleepy forest and I'm going to provide like some sort of like feeding thing. Like maybe like
I could help.
I'm thinking
No,
like bird
there's-
feeders, but for mice.
There's not a lot of food in the forest, but I could take some of my seeds from my crops and plant them out there in the forest.
Wow, that'd be really nice. And then we'd have our own farm.
So the town's gonna be building these mice their own farm.
And then maybe I like get anxious at that and then I'm just like, no, I will.
You will.
Yeah.
Huh. Didn't realize you were such an accomplished carpenter.
Yeah, I've been with you for a little while.
All right.
Which is like probably like insulting as hell to you because you know how long it takes to learn how to become.
Yeah, that was
A carpenter.
Ned's insulted reaction.
That was very inadvertent of Esteban, but that's what Esteban does. Yeah.
Well, excellent. If Esteban's going to be your contractor, doesn't seem as though you need me.
Well, thanks, mister, Tommy says. Little mouse. And then you guys, I heard this like screech of a hawk from above.
Do I see the hawk?
It doesn't seem to be flying anywhere.
What, is it hovering?
That's a form of flying. You want to give me an observation check?
Sure.
Let's say it's obs 2.
What is the failure condition?
You're just not going to be able to find the hawk.
Okay.
The hawk could be anywhere. The hawk could strike at a moment's notice.
Do I have an advantage because this hawk is in a town and doesn't have any tree cover or anything?
Nope.
Okay. I'm getting better.
Yeah, nobody can see the hawk. It's nearby.
Mm-hmm.
Welp.
Well, the way I sees it,
So Tommy
Esteban,
tries to hide in the mayor's pocket. Just like dives in.
the way I sees it, our master carpenter here, Esteban, is going to take care of this. So,
And I also have the town's plow, so I can make quick work of making a mouse farm. I might as well be making a mouse plantation.
right. So, I guess you won't be needing my services on this here job. And
None unless you want to help.
No, you're a master carpenter. So, with your
I'm glad you
permission,
think so.
Mr. Mayor, it seems as though I can't be of service. So, what do you think? On to the next job, then.
We recovered the ice grain. Are you sure you're going to have time to take care of mice?
I just said it doesn't sound like you need me. You're a master carpenter. You're going to take care of it all yourself.
I thought you were the better carpenter.
I think so too.
You said you were handling it.
I am handling it.
Well, the mayor says, well, I'm sure Mr. Carmichael will be able to pay you handsomely for your services if you offer them to him.
That's to Ned.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Well, now I'm just confused. I thought Estevan was the foreman on this project. He's the expert after all.
Well, there's always that hotel he's building.
Ah. All right. Well, it's a good idea. Well, I think I can, Estevan's got a handle on it, it sounds like. I mean, Ash, you got work to do at the farm. We got planting and raising of crops. I got to work on my brewery. I think, Master Carpenter Estevan's got this under control.
I guess you're right. I need to figure out when the last freeze is gonna be. If we're gonna plant those ice grains.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Estevan, Master Carpenter Estevan, should I say? You can take care of this. I'll go round up some folks, and maybe we can find some folks to help build this this brewery while we get ready to go plant.
All right.
Okay. So the mayor gives Tommy back to Estevan.
Mhm.
And you guys all split up in different directions?
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess
If
so.
you couldn't tell, he has an instinct about not getting angry at people, but it is very clear that Ned is really unhappy with the way this shook out.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, he's gonna go head off to try to find some workers to help him out with this
Mhm.
the project at the farm. While
Sure.
the Master Carpenter
Yeah.
takes care of the mouse.
And I think Estevan doesn't know how to process his anger either. So as like we're
And-
splitting up in different directions, I'm just like singing at the top of my lungs.
And Ashlyn doesn't understand how to deal with either one of you seething in anger, and is just like, I'm gonna go do magic things, maybe?
Nice.
I think we found the sensitive point for Golden to prod our characters. We're all very bad at dealing with conflict.
Yeah. Each in our own way. It's great.
Yeah.
So
I never
mean,
realized this before.
Ashley needs to go and like work on her farm anyway. Is there like an did I? How close am I? No, dang it. I am still ways away from learning Almanac. But let me double check what the ob for knowing when the last freeze would be, where along that Almanac that might be.
That would be Almanac skill, huh?
Yeah, I'm learning the skill Almanac, but I haven't actually learned it yet. But this would be a good way to test it, and let's see. Let's see. General seasonal weather, planting and harvest times, reasonably accurate weather predictions, festivals, holidays.
That's probably a 3.
3 reasonably accurate weather predictions.
Yeah,
I
because
Okay.
Yeah. Like harvest time is like a period of a month, right?
Yeah.
So
That's what I was about to say. Is like I could see it being either 2 or 3, but it would be more like harvest time plus extra ob because it's a very specific harvest time.
right.
And planting time, not harvest time. But yeah.
Oh, that's what I meant.
Great. I'm gonna fail this, which probably means that we're gonna miss our opportunity to plant this
Okay.
year,
Um
or we'll plant and it will be wrong. I don't
Is
know.
that what failure looks like, or
I don't know.
What
What
does
does failure
failure
look like
look like?
here? Because the intent is to get a crop of ice wheat.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually have a great failure consequence.
Okay.
Sure.
If you're willing to listen. Last session we talked about how when the ice wheat grows, it like the plot it's in is in like perpetual winter.
Yeah.
What if failure isn't us missing the planting time, but it's us like screwing up how we're supposed to plant it, and we end up screwing up other crops because of the
Yeah.
perpetual winter.
I think if you fail to roll, you're gonna plant it too close to other crops, and you're gonna start hybridizing your other crops with the ice wheat.
Oh no. Okay.
Sorry for like totally
No.
throwing
No. This is good. This is good.
I just feel like that's a little better than just like, oh, you can't plant
Well, I mean, I'm going to fail this roll.
it.
I mean, unless I roll 5 6s.
It's too bad you already called on the wolf.
Yeah. Even with the wolf, that's a not a
That would
success.
not have. No, that would not have worked out
It's
very well.
impossible.
Well, I get another test towards learning almanac, but I do not really know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Why don't I get a circles check from Ned to see who can round up?
Yeah.
Let's see where it circles. What page is that?
So, I would like to circles up. These guys that I'm the connection that I'm looking for here is not really like another expert carpenter like Ned, because like Ned doesn't need that. He just needs like labor. So like
Right.
obviously you need people who have the skills to contribute, but I don't need like a bunch of professional carpenters. I need like a bunch of people to like help me follow directions accurately.
So the thing is, I'm going to give you a +2 obs because Mr. Carmichael has already hired all the easy, cheap labor in Stockchester. So either succeed or failure, you can circle some up. But on a failure, you're just going to make a deal with Mr. Carmichael.
Yeah, the rule for getting a bonus die for naming the NPC, does that have to already be an extant NPC that we've like talked about in order for me to
Yeah.
do that?
You have
okay,
to
that's what I
already
thought.
you have to already have that NPC to get that die.
Yeah,
And the
yeah,
way you get the name in the first place is by succeeding.
right. Or failing.
But by succeeding more
potentially.
than the roll. Yeah.
I think even
Well,
in
no,
the
because if
case
you
of-
fail a circles test, like theoretically, if you invoke the enmity
Only
clause
if the
or
enmity
whatever,
clause is
right? Like
yeah.
if we have a named NPC, they don't need to have been circles before. It's just an NPC we know and have named already.
Oh, I must name the enemies. Okay.
Yeah. All right. I'll try to do this.
But in this case, they won't be your enemies. They'll just be
hired already.
Yeah. Mr. Carmichael will be your enemy.
Correct. All right. Cool. So what's the total ob?
Total ob will be 3.
Well, this will not go well, folks. I have a 1 die reputation as the runaway.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it can't go much worse than my roll to know when to plant.
I guess I'll Spending persona is kind of a waste. Oh no, I'm not going to spend the persona. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I do up my circles. So
Good.
got that going for me.
See, everyone you talk to is already working for Mr. Bastian Carmichael and his hotel that's being built on Estevan's family's old vineyard. And he is putting the pedal to the metal because that festival is coming soon. He wants the hotel to be done in time. So everyone has no free time to work an extra job that you speak to.
In that case, I'd like to go see Mr. Moneybags.
So Mr. Moneybags, he's actually living in I guess it would be like a shed, but it looks like a really nice shed. Like it's just a really hastily built house. Just in between the vineyard and the town on the road there, at the very edge of the property. And it looks like a townhouse, but it's made of like really light wood, and it's got like a wagon yard, I guess. I don't know exactly what to call it, but it's like a place where you would hitch up carts to animals and change the animals, but it's not necessarily a stable.
Like some sort of wagoneer type thing.
Yeah, some kind of wagon yard.
Okay.
Like there's probably like several wagons sitting in the yard, and like the grass is all chewed up from the wheels of many wagons.
Yeah, so I'll see in the house.
Yeah, so he comes to the door if you knock, and he's wearing like a suit and a top hat and a monocle. It's like, young Ned, I did not expect to see you today. Come in.
Thank you.
And Mr. Carmichael shows you around the house. He's got a few knickknacks from the city. He like shows you like paintings of different construction projects he's done in other areas similar to this one. And he says, Ned, I have a vision for Stockchester. Stockchester is going to become a destination known throughout the world. We're going to have people coming to see all the wonderful harvests and the natural beauty, and even the people of the town. They're so unique and friendly.
That's a nice dream, Bastion.
And you can help me build it.
I think I can help you build it.
The hotel is nearing completion, but the laborers I'm hiring, they don't really have the talent I'm looking for.
You know who you should hire? I hear that Estevan kid's a master carpenter. Kind of chuckles to himself.
I know who I should hire. And so do you, Ned.
I tell you what, though, Bastion. You're thinking about this all wrong.
How do you mean?
Well, you see, Stockchester has a fair number of amenities, good people, nice food, fresh produce, good livestock, but You know what they don't have?
What are they missing?
We need a draw, a hook. There are lots of towns. Don't get me wrong. I love Stockchester. There's a reason I came back here. It's like no place in the world. I agree, but well, other people. We need a hook. We need to reel them in order to get them into your nice hotel, meet the nice people, eat the nice food, and see these festivals. And I have just the idea for you and how to bring them in.
Well, I had thought about advertising, of course, as everyone. There are already many tourists to Stockchester, but there could always be more.
And I'll tell you how we're going to get more, Bastion. Finest whiskey ever produced. They'll come far and wide to taste this whiskey. You'll have this hotel filled up before you can snap. But here's the issue. I can mill the grain. Ashlyn can grow it. We got a special recipe, something that you will never have seen before, never taste again. But I can't build the brewery alone.
And whiskey usually more of an export.
Well, you see, people will come for tastings, and it'll put Stockchester on the map. Better advertising than you could possibly pay for, and this advertising pays you.
I think
It
that's a
could
pretty
pay me.
convincing argument.
Yeah.
I'm looking to try to roll some dice here on this. I feel
Yeah,
like
sure.
I've given him something to. I mean, if he needs more, if he's not amiable to this,
So
but
he is, but he wants to get the upper hand, right? Like the expert thing was like to distract you while he thought something else. So you guys talk a little bit more, and what it comes down to is he's willing to do it, but he wants the rights to distribute it outside of Stockchester, the exclusive rights.
he wants the rights to distribute it.
He doesn't need to take all your stock. Whatever you have excess from selling the tourists locally is yours. I mean, whatever excess there is from that, he'll take and distribute that to his other places. Because people won't come to see the home of Ned's fine alcoholic distillery if they don't have something to ignite that fire in their belly.
I tell you what, Bastion. I'm willing to cut you in on this endeavor, but I'm gonna need a little more than you letting me hire your labor. Here's what I'll tell you. I'll give you two options. First option, you let me take these fine men and women off your hands just for a month or two to build up my brewery. I'll come back and I'll finish up your hotel pro bono. Or you can finance the building of the brewery. I'll cut you in on a distribution deal. Let's say 15% of all profits until you recoup your investment. At that point, an option to acquire 15% of my portion. I can't give you the full distribution rights because I've already made a deal with my good friend Ashley.
Ashlyn, doesn't she own the land you want to? I guess he doesn't know that, but you probably would have talked about, where you want to build this brewery. Doesn't Ashland own the land you want to build this brewery on?
She does.
See, I'm in a little bit of a pickle myself. I have to have this hotel done in a month. So this is an extremely bad time to stop production. If I stop production now, I lose out on an entire year's income. And I'm sure you can see that as much as I'm intrigued by this business opportunity, I think a year's income to recoup my investments substantially so I can reinvest somewhere else, which I'm sure your wine or your alcoholic beverage will be truly unique as everything else in this valley is. But there are other unique opportunities waiting for me.
I tell you what, make you another offer. If you finance the building, you let me take care of your fine men and women here. You let me divert it. I'll finish your hotel pro bono first. I'll tell you what, with these people, they're good, they're honest, hardworking folks, but they're not going to finish this hotel in a month. Look at this. You hardly have your support beams up. Your structure's good, but these joists are a mess. This wall's going to take at least 3 weeks to put up without my help. I'll make sure you hit that month, as long as you finance the building. Once the building's done, the brewery's built, then we can talk about your investment, whether or not you want to be a part of this venture.
Okay, let's do a roll. So if you win, you want you'll help build his stuff and he'll pay for the construction of all the expenses for the construction of your distillery. And afterwards he could invest if he wants.
Basically, so what Ned wants, Ned's pretty much realized that he's not getting these people before this place is built. Right. So
I mean, you could make a roll to that effect if you want.
I don't think that's what I want, though. So what I'm trying to do is basically, I want this guy's hands off my business. I don't want him involved. I don't want to owe him money. I don't want to give him distribution rights. So the offer I'm trying to make is essentially, I'll finish your hotel. I'll make sure it actually happens in a month.
Mm-hmm.
But then the trade for the cost of my labor is for you to finance the building of my brewery.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Then, yeah. So if you win, then you retain sole ownership. And if
Technically
he wins,
joint ownership, but yeah.
Yeah, with
Ashland.
With Ashland. And if he wins, he wants to be, I guess, an equal partner.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Well, shoot. I can't give away. How about if he wins, he takes half my shares? Because I can't give away Ashland shares. Right now, we're splitting 50-50.
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
Okay, cool. I'm definitely going to fail this roll. It's haggling, right?
Yeah, let's say haggling. Let me consider what he has to roll here.
I think usually haggling is just against will, but
well, I mean, look. Oh, you're right. Let me take a look here.
Which is worse for me, really.
I was actually going to give you a versus test.
I mean, I'll take the versus test. It'll be better for me.
Yeah, it says.
Oh no, it is a versus test.
Yeah, the buyer can lower the obstacle by 1. What? Oh, let's not worry about that. The buyer just is going to win the conflict. All right.
Yep.
So he's got some haggling. What's his haggling at? I mean, oh, he's got to be an expert haggler, right?
I would
You bet.
expect an expert businessman to be very, very good at either haggling, persuasion, or both.
Yeah, he probably can at least fork in persuasion. He also does a lot of construction, so I think he has like construction wise or something like that. And probably investment wise as well. So let's roll those for him and see how he does.
Damn, this is a horrible deal for Ned.
Obs 3.
He's giving away 25% of his business. This is a horrible deal.
He's gonna roll. He's gonna spend a fate on this.
Ned's never been a very wise investor.
No. Obs 3 haggling. That's actually a pretty good opportunity. A good chance for you.
That's part of why I decided to like give that option, because I realized that I was probably using too much of Sam's business savvy, and that I was like, you know what, Ned really wouldn't understand like this kind of.
Yeah, that's fair. That's definitely fair.
Cool. All right. I'm gonna use. Do I have an advantage die? Because he really is pressed for time, and like he knows that he needs me.
I mean, that's not been established in the fiction, right? Like you said that.
That's fine.
But we don't know that. If you want to make a link test, like with a wise to make that be true, I'd allow that.
I mean, I don't have carpentry wise. I only have carpentry. So.
Do you have any like construction related wise?
Tree wise is the only thing I have really.
Yeah, I guess you shouldn't.
Yeah,
you shouldn't do that.
I'll just take what I can get.
Yeah.
All right. I'll spend both my Artha. Or both my persona, rather.
Sounds good.
Come on. Big money, no whammies. Face up 3. Oh, I don't have any fate.
Probably should switch it back over.
I'm so sad. I would have this with the fate.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh! Look at that. That's just so sad. Oh, hold on. I didn't realize that's actually not showing in the on the stream. Hold on a second.
Oh no, man! I didn't know you didn't have haggling.
Here we go. Look at that.
That's so depressing. I have 3 6s. Oh my god, that sucks so bad.
It really does suck really bad.
All right. Yeah, that's at least I get a difficult will test out of it.
Yeah. All right. Well, you're going to get your stuff.
Ned's a horrible businessman. He only owns a quarter of his business, and it's not even off the ground yet.
but Ned, it's going to have your name on it.
That's true. See?
That's true.
That's what's really important. That's how you get.
I mean, that's the thing, though. Is for Ned, that really is the thing. Is like his beliefs about the ice whiskey have nothing to do with money. He just wants to be famous. He wants his whiskey to be like known around the world.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jim Beam doesn't own a large portion of the Jim Beam company.
I don't know. Like it's hard to tell, right? Like some of those families just sit on the proceeds, and some of them have nothing.
Yep, it's true. It's true. All right, cool. So I've got my financing and my labor.
Nice. Well, Estevan, let's see your great plantation building. So I guess you just find somewhere out in the woods.
Yep. I'm going to pull up the soil.
I guess the real question is, do you try and build it first, or do you convince the mice to move first?
That's a very interesting question. Let me take a look at my bits and see what might be more profitable for me or not. Nothing says one way or another.
Do you want to just leave the convincing to Tommy?
Yeah. Actually, I am doing nothing to earn persona this session so far, so I kind of want to earn some persona, so I might just like have promised that there,
That sounds weird.
and then I just drop that project.
Okay, so you don't actually want to work on it?
No.
Do you do anything?
That's the
on it?
Esteban we know.
Yeah. I instead of that, I would like to talk to Addie, the town singer,
Okay.
and I would like to, like, while she's taking care of her kid, try to convince her to give me lessons on singing, and or just like chatting about singing, or because I gotta get her to teach me something because we had a really good time and I want to learn more.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's say Adi is singing to whose stuff? Yeah, the Clemens are still in town. They're the other vineyard people, right? I think she's. Yeah, I don't think they have like an extensive vineyard the way your parents did, but I think they still have some. And so she's over there singing to their rows and rows of grapevines. And of course, I guess you just have like an invitation to train when you are done doing PC stuff, because
Yeah.
that's how these things work, right?
Right.
Would you say that you can hear the singing through the grapevine?
Yeah. I mean, that's how sound works.
I
don't know how
heard
you
it
think
through
sounds
the
work.
grapevine.
Absolutely.
That's a terrible song. That's very obvious.
It's a great song.
It's pretty good.
Very obvious. You can hear things through grapevines. There's not even any like hard obstruction. You can, it's just like the sound will pass through the grapevine.
I mean, that's the point.
Yeah.
Because a grapevine is also like a game of telephone.
Yep. That's yep.
Yeah.
So it's a pun. It's a song about a pun.
Yeah.
Oh, I love puns, so you're not gonna convince me.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever. All right. So yeah,
that was my
is...
real goal, to drive Golden slightly mad. Yeah. Okay,
I'm
great.
going slightly mad. That's another good
also
song.
a good song.
Aha! So you admit it is a good song. I knew it.
Yeah.
All right. So you're with Adi, and she's singing to the grapes, and you show up, and she's like expects you to play your flute or something. Because I think you play your flute more than you sing.
No, I sing with her because the 4 times that I got sing tests in a row were when we were going all the way around town and singing to people's plants.
Okay.
If she wants me to back up with flute, then I will do what she wants me to do.
All right. So yeah, I think she will, finish singing to this role and then, ask you if you know the song. And
I think I can remember it.
okay.
I think I've heard you say it a few times.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't really sing words, right? Like the plants seem to respond to like range and
formants, like vowels.
Yeah, like they just seem to respond best to raw singing ability. right? Like
Right. I believe that.
you really got to put your heart into it too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
She's like, remember, Esteban, if there's a sourness inside of you, the plants will also be sour. You must. I guess that's a good reason why we should train on these grapes.
And I'm going to open up to Adi about how I usurped Ned's authority on carpentry by trying to like take over the project for the mice for
Well,
building
why'd
them
you
a home
do
in the
that?
forest.
Mice in the forest? Well, why would you want to do that?
Because I feel like I owe the town, and I feel like I owe the mice, and I feel like now I owe Ned one, maybe two, and maybe three, because he's been helping me build on my farm, and I haven't had the money to pay him back. And I keep trying to take care of this town.
So I
And
guess Adia looks at you, and do you look like you're exhausted from a long day of carpentry?
no, because I haven't been doing carpentry. Maybe from like
Okay.
other things, but I've mostly been riding around, so I probably don't look very exhausted at all.
So they probably ask you,
Just like emotionally drained, maybe.
well, that's wonderful, Esteban. So how is your project coming?
Well, I came here as soon as I could because I wanted to learn how to be more like you.
Oh, Esteban, you know,
And I have to confess this because, like you say, if there's sourness in my heart, then I'm not learning what you would do.
being this town singer is everything I do. I don't have a side project. If I don't sing to the plants, nobody sings to the plants. If I walk away from it, the plants will wither and die.
Which is why I feel like if not me, then someone else has to learn from you. I mean, if we just make it up as we go, then it might as well be Ashlyn being the town singer, because I feel like the harvest goddess guides us to do this sort of work.
Yes. She also guides us. She guides us to be complete and full on who we are. Esteban, I have many more years where I can continue to sing. But you also have to complete your obligations before you take on new ones.
So you're a mom and the town singer now. Those are two very huge jobs.
Well, she nods. You're right.
And I'm not saying that you should quit either one if you don't want to.
I think she says, but I'll be there. I'll be there for her when she's older. This is where I have to be now.
And I feel like I have to be here for later on when you're not. And so that I can teach the person who's going to be the town singer after me, if I become the town singer. I feel like at some point, Harvest Valley lost just we are strong in who we are, but we lost just a touch of who we were. We used to have oh my, we lost Golden.
Well,
I was deep in character.
yeah,
And,
though that's a problem. I
Yep.
hope he reconnects here in just a second, as you were in the middle of a heartfelt speech.
mhm.
Poor Esteban.
Oh.
I hear he's the master carpenter now.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
that that's accurate. You're back, yay!
That
Welcome
was
back.
weird. Sorry, guys.
It's all good.
I just saw directly under Blake a really intense look on his face. I was like,
He went into this
Hmm.
huge spiel, like this great epic speech, and I don't know how much of it you missed.
What was the last thing you heard? Or the last thing you remember?
something about her being pregnant and having to use her child.
Wow, that was a lot.
Okay. I'll fill you in then.
I'm sorry, guys. Should I just
Don't-
watch the VODs?
You can't do that yet.
All right.
Okay, I'll
summarize
fill
it
you in
for
on
me
what-
and I'll watch them.
Sure thing. I was saying that I need to be here to learn from her so that I was saying that I feel like that Esteban feels like Harvest Valley has lost just a touch of what it used to be, like with us losing our clockmaker
Mm.
and the town singer now having a kid and all that entails. I was feeling that also with Bastion Carmichael being here, we're just moving in a direction that is not Harvest Valley or Stockchester. And Esteban wants to get that back. So he's saying that he needs to be here to learn from Adi so that we can continue the tradition of the town singer and so that I can teach the next town singer if I become the town singer after Adi.
Okay.
Was there anything else that I added there? Do any of you remember anything that I missed? Or was that it?
Something about wanting to make sure that you could teach the next generation of town singer, assuming you became the town singer, that her job as a mother was just as big as the job as a town singer, and it would be hard to do them both at the same time. And I feel like you were gonna get into something really deep when the disconnect fully happened and we all got distracted.
Oh yeah. So now I'm continuing on from the part about how Harvest Valley lost its clockmaker.
Right.
And what I was going to say after that is, but now we have Ashlyn, who I've seen, or sorry, Ash, not Ashlyn. I also like Ashlyn, as we've already mentioned, but
Yes.
we have Ash, who is a talented clockmaker, who came seemingly out of the blue. And now we have someone who will soon make clocks for Harvest Valley again.
Okay. So that was like
We
a
are getting back
conclusion.
to what we were.
So I'm just trying. I'm out of character right now. I'm just like, this is a conclusion to an epic speech. I have to imagine.
Mhm.
I feel like you were trying to make a persuade check with this.
I feel
Of
like
some
that makes
sort?
sense.
What was your intent?
I actually want to clear my chest so that I can be, I can sing for plants correctly instead of like doing a bastardized job of it. Like I could just like, I have falsehood. I could just lie about this and hide it all away, but that's not what this job demands.
Right.
So I'm trying to clear all of the sourness from my chest. And I want to convince Addie to let me be, let me continue to be her student.
But okay, I don't think that you stopping the student of the town singer is good stakes. So you're trying to like do this for yourself. If you succeed, then
And I have no qualms with continuing to take care of the mice in the future, actually. But
sure.
right now I'm putting my possible future as a town singer ahead of that goal.
Okay. Let's say if you succeed, like this is like a pretty epic speech, and you said some like really what's the word, like meaningful things that are gonna make her like reconsider her own
Sentimental,
priorities.
sweeping.
Nah, not quite. But like she's gonna like have to reevaluate her own priorities after what you said. So I guess like this is a role actually to convince her to let you be the next town singer and like support you when the time comes. Does that sound good?
I like that.
Okay. So Addie's will is going to be a 3. And you'll need to make a persuade check. And I think if you fail, she's gonna get like overly defensive. And we'll probably think you're manipulating her.
Yeah, with like big speeches of like ideals that we hold as a society. There is a fly around here, and it's driving me nuts.
I'll give you an extra +1 bonus die for your speeching.
Cool.
But yeah, you guys, I missed most of it. Is it worth +2? Was it really, really, really good?
I just about never give a +2 for anything as a GM. But I'm mean.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think 1 is good.
One is definitely reasonable.
Okay.
It was a good speech. Don't get me wrong. I'm just a stingy GM. It's really what I'm saying.
That's why you're a player.
But there's also an Arthur reward for big speeches. The embodiment thing.
That's what I would say.
So,
I would say that we
exactly.
wouldn't give you the dice award, but I would definitely say that that would put you, for my books, embodiment for sure.
I agree. I agree.
Great. Okay, I'm going to fork in Singwise.
Okay.
I'm going to... Is that it? Don't think I'm actually forking in anything else. I'm not forking in falsehood because I'm telling the open truth. That would be the opposite of what I'm trying to do. Cool. Ops 3.
Okay.
Gravy.
You did it.
Nice.
All right.
That's a good roll.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think she's going to be, kind of. I don't think she takes it particularly well. Like it's like you can see like realization like on her face,
Mm-hmm.
but also denial.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets angry, but like she doesn't express and direct that anger at you.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
How old is Adi?
like late 30s, I think.
So she's probably about my like Esteban's mom's age.
Sure.
I think Adi might like remind him of his mom a little bit. And
Only
I think
nicer.
yeah, that's true.
Or do you have this like image like he's going to react like your mom and like blame you for breaking things?
I think Esteban's like putting on like a serious face and trying to like expect badness, because he's also like calling her out on like stuff that she's like mentioning to him, and that's not something that people usually take well.
Right.
And I think Esteban has like that subconscious nudge that he's like starting to tip into the territory where there's about to be like backlash, so he's like already bracing for it.
Yeah. So I don't think Adi has a problem expressing herself emotionally.
Exactly, because that's
So
what
I think there is some like there are some words said that might be hurtful, but
Mhm.
I think in the end she's apologetic for that.
And I forgive her, of course.
Okay.
I'm imagining as this scene fades out, we just get the sweet, sweet tunes of Marvin Gaye singing "I Heard It Through the Grapevine."
Yeah.
Sure.
Mhm.
And you guys want to end it there for tonight?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think that's
Our
a good place to end
credits,
it.
our credit song is "I Heard It Through the Grapevine." Not much
Yes.
longer will you be mine.
Brilliant.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's good role playing by everybody.
What I like about this game is so far since I've been in it, we've had like interesting, almost like direct, inadvertent half and half split between us like going out on an adventure, a weird adventure, and then coming back and like taking care of like mundane town stuff.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
every time we've played so far, since I've been on the show at least, it's been almost a direct 50-50 split, which is interesting.
Well,
yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
try and bring it back
mm-hmm. Well,
because like one of the defining things about like Stardew Valley to me was like there's all this weird shit, but at the end of the day, you're
yeah,
doing
like there's like
farming.
a weird shadow creature living in the sewer, but we don't talk about that. It's just there. It's
Mhm.
fine. Don't worry about it.
It's the Bigfoot style of supernatural and more than anything.
Well,
sure.
let's hand out some Martha. In that case,
Yeah.
I think we all agree that Esteban earned a persona from embodiment right there.
Mhm.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's just go through the Esteban while we're on you. What else? What other Arthur do you get here?
Cool. I'm just gonna poke up that persona real quick. I don't think I got a lot of persona for my other beliefs because I was doing a lot of stuff with the mice,
Mm-hmm.
which is specifically why I wanted to get that last part in. So the only thing, like, I don't think I even got fate for the other ones. The only one that I think I got Persona for is I must learn more from my teacher Adi, the town singer,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I learned a lot emotionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I get in trouble from when I get mad at or upset, sing my heart out?
Trouble, huh?
So I have a question for Ned. Does Ned know that when I'm stressed or upset, that I have that outlet? Like when I was singing as we parted ways, was that like an obvious tell for you that I was?
I don't think the singing got you in trouble with Ned. I think that you talking up the fact that you're an amazing carpenter and taking a contract away from him got you in trouble with Ned.
Yeah.
He was planning on like Ned's plan in that scene was to hold off till the last minute and then basically force the mayor into paying him so that this house actually got built. And you totally made that impossible for him, and that's why he was so pissed.
With just like my nervous like need to take care of the town. Yeah.
Which I liked. Like Sam thought that was great.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah,
a great, excellent moment. But that's like why Ned was frustrated, is because like what he was seeing when he was hearing this plan was like contract. Ned's getting paid. Ned's getting paid. Now I'll have more money to dump into my brewery. And then,
so I don't have this as an instinct now, but I think for next time I'm going to replace my always take a horse with me while I'm traveling instinct with always make sure the like city structure of Stockchester is happy with me, because I'm just doing like plowing, really cold plowing work in the winter for nothing.
Maybe
now.
like always volunteer for odd jobs.
I like that. That's better wording.
That is good wording. I like it.
I don't really think singing your heart out got you out of trouble.
I don't think so either.
At any point. Like, it was actually useful most of the time.
And when there's a lull in conversation, tell a weird story. I did that a lot too. But I don't think it got me in trouble. It just sort of flavored.
You might have, but my standards for weird with Esteban have become severely distorted.
You've developed a tolerance to Esteban?
Yeah, like
it's okay. Everyone does.
High tolerance to weird stories from Esteban now. I don't even think they're weird anymore. What does everybody else think? Was there weird stories from Esteban?
I didn't really feel like there was a weird story.
Yeah, not that I can think of.
Previously, like I felt like you actually had like it's story time. I don't really get that. Like you said, like you made some things that were like that could have been expanded onto stories, but I don't think they were.
Okay, I believe that.
Yeah, sorry.
All good. I want to take Fate for Moldy, because I think Moldy took my character in a weird direction when we were dealing with the Hornets, because I just like the fact that I was just so like covered in like toxic substances that the Hornets landed on me and were just like, no.
Well, that's because of Ashland's magic.
Oh, okay. I thought she was just doing that for herself.
No, it's for everybody.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay, cool.
You're a
the
robot.
swarming thing was like, just to heighten. I'm a robot.
You were, yeah.
To heighten the drama.
Heighten the drama. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Is that all your Arthur then?
Yep.
Okie dokie. Sam, how about you?
I did things, and also I did stuff.
Oh, you did do stuff and things. That's a fact.
I think I got Fate for trying to help Ashlyn hunt down the mices.
Yeah.
Let me read that one. I think you get Persona for that.
Okay, I'll take it. I believe I got Persona for getting a crew to help with my brewery construction.
Yep.
And I believe I got Fate for my third belief. And this one you might not agree with, but like most of the big reason why we needed to get the grain back was so that I had enough grain to mill some to start experimenting while we could also grow grain. Because like we had,
Well, remember, you are only missing like a few ounces out of a big sack.
Yeah.
okay, I misunderstood that then. That's fine then.
I'm sorry.
No, that's totally reasonable. I could have
Like,
pushed harder
imagine
on
a
that belief.
mouse-sized knapsack
No, that
compared
makes
to
sense.
a human-sized backpack.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
That's
sorry.
very fair. No. That's super fair. Instinct wise, I think my never let my anger get the better of me helped because Ned really wanted to just go got me in trouble because Ned really wanted to go kill those mice, and since he like tried to avoid killing them, he ended up getting attacked by bees and then poisoned.
Yeah, sure. Totally.
And then I think I got in trouble for my man of few words trait. Because if I had spoken up earlier, I wouldn't have had to storm off in a huff because Esteban got the contract to build the mouse farm.
So
Yeah, sure.
that,
If you had said something,
that took that in an interesting direction for sure.
totally.
Cool. 2 fate, 2 persona.
All right.
I'm
Oh,
still
nice.
really sad about the fact that the first time I've rolled multiple sixes in this damn campaign was after I spent all of my
I
fate.
know.
Yeah.
I know.
That was
that
awful.
did suck.
So salty.
I don't blame you for being salty over that.
That'd be upsetting.
I think we were salty for you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate
All right.
that.
I was like, can I like give an excuse to give him fate right now? I'm like, I couldn't think.
All right. So, Ashlyn, Rachel was poisoned by adventurer mice. I cannot let this stand. I'll beseech the mice to bring those thieves to justice. I went and beseeched the mice, but they didn't come to justice. So, is that fate or is that persona?
I think it's fate. Like you could have pushed Tommy to
Okay.
you know,
No,
go get
that's
mouse
totally
mayor
reasonable.
or the mouse guard or something.
Yeah.
The mouse guard.
I cannot
I
ignore.
mean, they probably have a guard.
I'm sure they do. I cannot ignore my fields. I got to maintain my crops. We did go and plant the ice barley, even though it was, even though we did it wrong.
That's true. Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know if it would be fate because we did it wrong, or if that would still be persona. But I definitely was working towards my fields.
Sure, you can take persona for that.
Okay. And I need to explore my magical powers. I think I kind of pushed for that when I did my prayer for these bees, and then pulled on my night wolf while I was into my prayer.
Sure. Yeah, like combining those things definitely.
Sweet. So I'm at 1 fate, 2 persona. Instincts did not actually really. Nothing really came of those.
Yeah. I was trying to make a conflict between planting the seeds and your instinct there.
Yeah, but I don't feel like it came up as much of a conflict as it could have to be a mold breaker issue.
Right. It doesn't.
So that's fine. My traits: opportunist, tenacious. She was pretty stubbornly trying for peace when everyone's like, let's just go kill these mice, and she's like, we don't need to do that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I
Take
think
it.
so too.
Let's see. Faithful, familiar face, curse of the night. I don't know if any of those would really count for fate here, but puts me at 2 and 2, and I'm okay with that.
It's a good haul.
Go
Yeah.
ahead. Take it. Okay.
So the mice side quest is kind of taking over everything.
It's become more than a little. It's become more than a side quest.
I mean, like if we're like, I think everyone earned at least 2 and 2, right? Esteban earned more than that. I mean, what that says to me is that we're pursuing our beliefs. You know,
Yeah.
whether or
Yeah.
not the
Yeah.
mice.
Actually,
get
I got
involved.
two Persona, and I think I got 1 Fate.
Yeah, I think he was a little
Mm,
lower on Fate.
Still, I mean, like, you know, if you're earning 3
Wait, I
Arthur in
actually
a
got 0
session,
Fate, I think.
if you're earning 3 Arthur in the session, I mean, that means we're hitting on our bits and
mm-hmm.
I mean, pursuing our beliefs. So
All right.
I think it's working.
Cool.
I think it was good. I think it was good. It was
Yep.
a good session.
Agreed.
All right. Well, let's do some outros then. Start with you, Adam. What do you got? Do
Hi,
the
I am
things.
I'm Adam /Dark Lavender Void on Saturdays on twitch.tv/RBGlory. I've been playtesting my Blades hack /Firebrands hack /Undying hack. Ugh. I don't know. I just took the metal move from Undying and made it an Eldritch Horror
Are you
game.
creating
So
a zombie?
I've never played Undying. I don't know. I mean, I've heard good and I've heard very mixed reviews about that game. Let me just say that.
I almost got to play Undying once, but then our group disintegrated because we wanted to really thoroughly establish stuff beforehand, and then we didn't get enough initiative, and then our group fell apart. So yeah, that's been my experience with Undying. Also, the metal move in there is really cool, so I'm taking it.
Cool.
Mhm.
And how about you, Sam? What have you been up to?
I have a bunch of stuff on the horizon. Actually, I am going to be starting up a brand new Burning Wheel campaign on AP Gaming Reels channel on Sunday evening. I believe 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be playing a horrible, awful person. Very different from Ned. Much meaner, much more manipulative, and much more savvy when it comes to managing their money. And then the following Saturday, so not this Saturday, but next Saturday, I will be starting up a short Blades campaign that I'll be running over on Xmas Ginger Ninja's channel. And for the next 2 weeks. Oh, and then on Monday evenings, I play on Crit Dice Gaming's channel, where I play D&D 5e as a half-elf sorcerer who is very happy-go-lucky and just a good boy. So come by for all those things. Follow me on Twitter because I always tweet about them before we go live. And yeah, should be fun.
Awesome. All right, and Golden?
Hey, thanks. Yeah, right now this is my main project. Pretty soon we'll be coming up on my Sunday night channel. We'll be start playing GURPS, but I won't be GMing that. Still a lot up in the air about that, but it's coming. In the meantime, we're doing one-shots, so if you guys have a Sunday night free and you want to do some one-shots, send me a PM. Other than that, like I'm just dealing with life stuff right now.
That's legit.
Mhm.
That's legit.
I just got back from visiting my sister for a week, so I'm doing like post-vacation, you know, problem solving. Like we got home and we were worried that our well went out, and
Yeah.
That's rough.
but everything's fine. Everything's fine. We just gotta hold on to the bucking bronco until it starts walking again. You know.
Mhm.
I know that feeling.
It's gonna
Over the
tire
next,
itself out.
I'm
Yeah.
moving on Saturday, so I have to move Saturday. Then I have a game starting Sunday and a game on Monday. So it's like if
Yeah.
my move-in doesn't go flawlessly, it's gonna be so bad.
I guess so. Jeez.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Good luck. I hope you're packed.
I really wasn't thinking about this when I signed a 6-month lease in July about that I would be moving right at the new year. So that's a thing.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Nice.
What are you doing, Kelsa?
Thank you. I am obviously on this show here. On Saturday nights, I am over on AP Gaming Reels channel for Winter's Edge 2, which is pretty cool. And then starting at the end of January, here on my channel on Sundays, we are going to be playing Band of Blades, which is a hack of Blades in the Dark, ran by the designer Strauss. I'm super looking forward to that.
I'm going to watch the fuck out of that.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
super jealous. That sounds awesome.
I'm super excited about it too. In other news, I make super cute little octopus dice bags, which you may have seen in the past, and they're now being sold on Etsy. I'll put a link in the doobly-doo. So far there's only one up there. My mom is very kindly putting them on her store for me, so I don't have to deal with it. I just have to knit them. Yeah, it's that's the only shows I'm in right now. Working on branching out, but actually being in so few shows, and just having time to deal with life, has actually been pretty good, because I've had my cat be sick, and that's been tough, but she's getting better, so cool. You can follow me on Twitter at Kelsa, here on Twitch and YouTube. It's Kelsa Delphi. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and everything. I've got super cute emotes now, including an emote of an octopus knitting, because I knit octopuses and it's super cute, but you have to have like $1 million for that. Mostly I got that commission just for myself. The most important emote is the one that has a cat and says cute, because cats are cute, and there needs to be more cute react emotes in the world. So if you if you subscribe to my channel, you'll get that emote to use on Twitch and Discord. So that's it for me. Thank you all for coming out, and let me switch us back over to the splash screen and